everyone. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure being here. What an honor being at this inspiring conference with a bunch of creatives and change makers and people out to make a difference in the world. I'm so excited to be here. So I'm an empowerment coach, and I help creatives, entrepreneurs, change makers live the life they love. And we are here to talk about designing the life you love. And the prompt was, in 10 years, what type of future can you imagine? Well, I'm going to turn this question around and really bring this concept of how can you show up in your fully most authentic selves now to impact your future life. And it's really inspiring for me that I am speaking here with you today because I never thought I'd be a public speaker. Actually, when I think of myself when I was younger, I was really quite shy. I was a middle child, was kind of a peacemaker, didn't like to talk in front of people. And I did a lot of my own work over the years of uncovering what's that doubt that showed up for myself. Where was I questioning myself? And it was interesting, about 5 years ago during the pandemic, I listened to this astrologer on a podcast, and I was so inspired by him. So I hired him to coach me. And he said, you are meant to be a public speaker. You are meant to inspire people and motivate people and live through their hearts. And I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. And look, here I am now. So it's okay, we don't actually always know what our future is about, but can we trust our paths? Can we trust ourselves and do the work to design the lives that we love? So this is a conference for creatives. So how many of you, raise your hand if you consider yourself creative? Okay. Pretty much everyone, which is awesome. I led a workshop at a mayor's conference, and less than half the people raised their hands. But by the end, they all did. So that was really great to see. So you're all creative, and you all have a unique offering, and you all probably have professions or areas that you want to grow in. Oregon is a pretty incredible state because there's a survey that has been done across the country, and Oregon is the 10th most arts vibrant state in the country. And that's because of the number of artists, creatives, designers, businesses, nonprofits that are here in our state. So we're an incredibly diverse and arts-rich state. So I would like you to really think about how you express your creativity. Oh, and by the way, did anyone tell you this workshop was going to be interactive? Okay, well, we didn't tell you, but you're here. So you're going to find a partner sitting next to you with someone else, or it's 2 or 3 people. But I would love you just 1 minute, laser share, okay? Really briefly share of how do you express your creativity, okay? Sound good? Go for it. Okay, if you haven't switched, make sure you switch. In there. Did that work? All right. What did you, does anyone want to share? How do you express your creativity?
Through gardening.
Gardening. Awesome. Anyone else?
Okay. Someone that I spoke to said at all times, which I thought was really interesting.
At all time? What do you mean?
At
all times. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. And cooking? Awesome. Anyone else? Storytelling? Fashion? Yes, same. Okay, so what does it feel like when you're in creative flow? And you know that feeling, right? You guys know what I'm talking creative flow? What does that feel like? Energizing. Inspiring. Cathartic. What's that? Immersive. You're just in it. Something just kind of overcomes you, right? That's awesome. Well, I want you to remember this feeling and imagine yourself creating and you're in flow and what that's like, okay? Because we'll come back to that. But I know you all connect to that as designers. And some of you might connect to this concept of an art scar, okay? So what is an art scar? You know, that moment where you felt like you weren't good enough? Yeah, I see some nods already. The moment like imposter syndrome. Something's wrong with me. I'm not a good enough artist. I'm not creative enough. I mean, I've got a major art scar. I remember I was in kindergarten and it all started way back then, right? Everything, right? It goes back to childhood. We were doing self-portraits and I love to draw. You know, we're drawing with crayons and we were doing self-portraits. I remember drawing my self-portrait. I actually had lighter blonde hair, so I remember like long blonde hair. And I looked at my best friend Jane's portrait. I kind of peeked over. Beautiful, like her face like was the whole like page, and there was like rainbows coming out. And I'm like, what? And I looked at mine. It was like a stick figure. Like, and that moment, I was like, I'm not a good enough artist. I'm not creative. Right? These moments where we make up a story that something is wrong with us. Who can relate to that? Yeah. So does anyone relate? So what is your art scar? Can you just think about it? You don't have to share it unless you want to, but just think about where is that moment where you made up something was wrong, that you're not creative enough, you're not good enough. Because the truth is we're all creative. And I had to learn that because it's been my whole journey as an adult. I was like, I'm not creative, I'm not an artist. But through the work and the transformational work, I realized creativity is like breathing. It's part of being human. It's not a thing that we do and make. It's who we are, right? It's our own way of being in the world, right? It's our own way of expressing ourselves, of observing. I mean, how we observe the world, there's no one else that observes the world like you do. Do you get that? There's no one else that thinks the way you think. There's no one else that expresses themselves. No one, all the thoughts and ideas you have, nobody else has that but you. So we're all creative, always. We're not doing creative, we're being creative. And so I would like you to consider bringing design not just into a project, but into your life. Imagine your life is your greatest design project. That's your biggest piece of art. Like, what would that be like? So, you know, there's various concepts of design. Like, design is really intentional, right? That your every, element and thought, every color, every, aspect of it, you're really intentional when you're creating something, right? Well, what if you were to do that with your life? Design is human-centered. It's based on your own values. It's based on your own beliefs. That's part of designing your own life. Designers don't wait for perfection, right? I know a lot of us want, like we want to, right? We want it to be perfect, but it's something that we iterate and prototype and test, and it also evolves. It's never the same. So what if your life is your greatest design project? Like, what would that be like? So if you could design the life you love, I would love for just, again, laser sharing with your partner. If you could design the life you love, what would that be like? Okay? I know that's a really big question, just 1 minute per person. Go for it.
If you could favor this side, that'll help me get closer.
Perfect, because I've been going
figure it out.
Thank you. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Anyone want to share? What would that look like if you could design the life you loved?
I think that I would be less inclined to need validation.
Ah, who resonates with that one? Everyone. Awesome. Anyone else?
What did they say?
Oh, thank you. Less inclined to need validation. That you, because that's such a powerful point. If you did whatever you wanted to do without worrying about judgment, without worrying about people loving you and accepting you, right? Just so often we just do things because we want to be validated and loved and seen. But like, what if that wound was healed, that you could just literally express yourself fully? So powerful. What would it feel like if you could do that? Whole? Yeah. Freeing. What would that feel like? Purposeful. So why don't we live like this all the time? Fear? Yeah, exactly. Fear, what's the fear? Someone was like, fear. Was that you?
Money.
Money?
I said fear.
Fear. What? Tell me about the fear.
Just not being able to get everything done that you want to get done or failing at it.
So the fear of not being able to get done everything you want to get done, and the fear of failing. Fear of failure, who has that one? All of us. Yes.
I was just going to say skill set.
Skill set. Tell me more.
Because just like talking a little bit about like not having like the correct skills in order to better yourself or like even put your best foot forward.
Yeah. And I love that you coupled that with my question about fear, because it's not actually, so he's talking about not having the correct skill set to put yourself forward, but it's not necessarily lacking the skill set, it's the fear of not having the skill set, because you can learn the skills, but what blocks us is the fear of learning the skills. Any other blocks or resistance that you notice? Yes?
A fear of if I project confidence and if people don't like my work, I feel like a fool.
The fear if I project confidence and people don't like my work, I look like a fool. Resonate? Yes, that's a big one. And I'm sure especially for creatives, because you are putting yourselves out there. You're putting your heart and soul out there as creatives. And what if people don't like it, right? And again, we're seeking that external validation, and it can be really, that fear can really show up when you put your authentic self out there. So this is the work we get to do, is like really exploring like where we second guess ourselves. What the stories, this is what I coach a lot about. It's, we've heard a lot about limiting beliefs, the stories that hold us back. Okay, so usually it's something like, I'm not blank enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not creative enough, I'm not smart enough. And these are the actual stories that hold us back from living the lives that we love. I was coaching an artist, actually I still have her as my client, and she came to me because she wanted to create more and be more creative. And her goal was to get in her home studio every day. She's a watercolor artist. And so what people might think to coach on is, oh, create a schedule and get in your studio every day, right? Like that might be coaching. Not my coaching. My coaching is like, what is the story underneath that's holding you back from creating? And that's what we uncovered. We uncovered the similar one, the imposter syndrome, the one like, I'm not good enough artist. And she wasn't even showing her art, but still it stopped her from creating. So when we uncovered that I'm not a good enough artist, I'm not creative enough, that's when she got freed up to get in her studio every day. Now she's like doing acrylic, collage, she's just starting pattern design. I mean, she's just freed up. You know that feeling in that creative flow, because we explored the story, the wound from childhood, the limiting belief that holds us back. So let's first talk about any of the stories that you're carrying that hold you back. What are some of the stories that you've been carrying?
Too lazy or unmotivated.
I'm too lazy and unmotivated. Anyone else?
Wanting to please other people.
Wanting to please other people. So what's underneath that story? If I want to please, I'm what?
Doing what they want.
I'm doing what they want, so I'm not
Doing what I want.
I'm not doing what I want because I'm not.
Making them happy.
Yeah. And what are you believing about yourself? What are you making that mean about yourself?
That I'm a people pleaser.
I'm a people pleaser. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. You can't make a, who has that one? You can't make a living as a creative. Do you see that? Okay, do you guys believe that's true?
Obviously not.
Can you guys, that's a story. Do you believe that's a story or do you believe that's true? We live like it's true though. We hold on to these stories like it's the truth. I can't make a living as an artist. It's a story. It's not true. I mean, look how many artists make a living. But the problem is we hold on to the story like it's true and we self-sabotage and we can't move forward. We cannot move forward if we're holding on to that story. Right? Do you get that? What other stories? Yeah.
Being too cramped.
Too cramped. Tell me more.
It just feels like you're not creative. Oh, sorry. Like I feel like you're stuck in like a bubble or like a cycle, or
Yes.
like you just can't like expand out.
Yeah, contracted. Yes. So when you're contracted, what are you experiencing?
Just kind of like, I guess, more like idea roadblocks or like kind of like writer's block
Yes.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but like for an artist.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a story underneath that contraction. There's some kind of I'm not good enough story underneath that. Anyone else?
Falling behind.
What's that?
Falling behind.
Falling behind. Yeah, and so keep looking like, okay, so keep digging underneath of like, that's the word, like what's underneath? What's underneath? So my story that we're always working on this, is there's something wrong with me. Like, is it true? No. But I walk around carrying that old wound, like there's something wrong with me. I mean, the household I grew up in, there was fighting, whatever, we carry this story even though it's not true, and it creates that contraction, it creates that closing, it creates it really limits ourselves. And these stories come from childhood, somehow, whether it's like trauma that happened in your house or just we made ourselves wrong somehow. Somehow something happened and we made ourselves wrong, and it was there to protect ourselves. Like we stay small because it's safer, right? Because if we were to be fully expressed, fear of failure, fear of success, like what if we were greater than we can imagine? Like that's really scary. So these stories keep us small and they come from childhood. But they're not true. And that's what we have to remember. We have to practice finding that story and remembering it's not true. Most of our thoughts, 95% of our thoughts day to day, are subconscious loops from the past. Isn't that crazy? We're like living in Groundhog's Day. Like we think we're like, oh, it's a new fresh day, but we're literally, notice like each day that we have most of the same thoughts, and a lot of our subconscious thoughts are the same. So what's happening is these not good enough stories are just on repeat. They're looping in the background. And unless that 5% of catching it, we're just going to continue that same programming. Our brain is literally programmed in that way. And it takes something to catch the stories to create new neural pathways to show up differently and create a new way of being. Does that resonate? You can't move forward until you clean up the past. So the way I break this work up, because there's so many different ways to do it, I really try to simplify this work between scarcity mindset, which is that contraction you were talking about, and abundance mindset, which is expansion and possibility. So that's just a framework for you to look at. So when we're in scarcity, we're contracted, we're in fear, we're in our story. We have something's wrong with me. We have excuses. Who's got some good excuses? I love hearing when I'm coaching people. I love it. I'm like on the hunt for excuses because I don't buy them at all. What are some excuses that show up for you? My studio's too messy. I can't create. I love it. Yeah. I'm sorry? I'm too tired. Oh, yeah, I have that one. I don't have the time. You guys said at the same time. That's a big one. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough. I heard it earlier. Money. What else? I love the excuses. They're so fun. We live like they're true. Okay? I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. My studio's messy. We live like it's true. It's not. It's not true. It's a story that keeps us in scarcity mindset, that keeps us from manifesting what we want. Do you get that? And so the work is moving from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset, where creative flow, where you're in possibility, where you're in joy, where you feel good, okay? And I'm gonna teach you a framework, 6 steps on how to move from scarcity to abundance. But first I want you to talk to your partner about your scarcity mindset. What shows up for you? What is that like? What's the excuses? What does that feel like? Okay, it's really fun to observe it, because then you're not in it, you're observing it. Okay, so with a partner, 1 minute each, talk about your scarcity mindset.
Great question.
Yay! I see you writing. Cool. I love how well that works. All right, let's hear it. How do you show up in scarcity? What is that? How often? What is that like for you? What's the world of scarcity for you?
There's never enough time to do the things you want to do, because the things you have to do have to get done first.
There's never enough time to do the things you want to do, because the things that you have to do have to happen first. Thank you. Back there.
I think a lot of us can relate to this, that maybe this town is too small to enlist the clientele that we need to sustain.
This town is too small to enlist the clientele we need. Who's got that one? All right. This too small. Okay. Thank you. Others? Scarcity. Yes. Oh, AI is going to replace me. Yeah. Oh, they're so fun, aren't they? I love our minds. They're hilarious. What was that?
I said that's not a fun one.
That's not a fun one, no. Yeah, we live in scarcity. A lot. I know, I do, I notice. And it's like you have these clues, earlier he was talking about contraction, tired, right? Our energy, what is our energy like when we're in scarcity? Low? Depleted? Sad? Survival? Small? Anxious?
Literally anywhere but the one thing you want to do.
Anywhere but the one thing you want to do. Your like heart is somewhere else, but your like energy is over, depleted. So how do we move from scarcity to abundance? Okay? You have to believe in the possibility of your future more than the stories of your past. We have to literally live in the future now and transform our energy, and we have to clean up the stories of our past. The past is in the way of our future. I'm going to go back to that one. We are living, we think we're present. It's our past, 95%. Our past is running the show. It's not only impacting our present, it's impacting our future. Do you get that? We have to clean up the past to be able to be clear to manifest and create our desired future. So I have this 6-step framework to help you move from scarcity to abundance. And this is what a lot of coaches talk about. You have to bring awareness. You have to even know that it's happening. Okay, and this is like the most important step. What happens is we so often want to blame circumstances and excuses. My studio's messy, da-da-da-da-da. We have to find the story underneath. So anytime there's the clue. I'm tired, my energy's depleted. That's the clue to look within. We so easily want to point the finger out. If something's wrong out there is why I can't have what I want. But we have to catch that. And I've learned that anytime I'm trying to blame, I have to go within. Okay? You know it takes something, but if you're in a funk, you're tired, you're crying, let the emotion go through, but realize, go back to yourself. I promise you that's the answer. It's not out there. So you have to bring awareness that you're in scarcity and catch the story. Okay? My I'm not good enough story is showing up. So, because the more you practice it, it's often the same story. It's often like, I'm not good enough, I'm not creative enough, there's something wrong with me. And I'm in this practice too. And okay, so my boyfriend's here right now. Just the other day, we had a thing. It wasn't a conflict, but like, I was so easily could have like blamed. And you would do that with our partners, right? Why are you doing this? But I, like with this work, I'm like, I paused, it took me a day, and I texted him, oh, my story is showing up, my not enough story. Who does that? Does anyone? We don't, right? But we don't tend to do that. We want to blame other people. But like, what if you pause and say, oh, wait, okay, I need a second. My not enough story is showing up. This is my work. Does that resonate?
What story?
Not good enough story is showing up. So I was like, oh, my not enough story is showing up. That's why I was in a funk. It has nothing about you. And then we worked, it was just like you work it through. Could you imagine a life like that? You had to navigate conflict, owning your own stuff. And you can do it with compassion, forgiveness. What we resist persists. We so easily want to avoid the story. That's why we live in the excuses, because we don't want to face that I'm not good enough. We don't want to face the I'm not good enough because we think there's something wrong that we have that I'm not good enough story. There's nothing wrong. You all have an I'm not good enough story. I do. We all have it. All my clients, we all have it. There's nothing wrong. It was there to protect us. It was there to protect us as a kid, and we just don't need that anymore. So what if you were to love that part of you? I don't know if you know about internal family systems, parts work, and we talk about the different parts of ourselves. Bring that into the family. Like, how do you love that part of yourself? Do you get that? To even love the part where you feel like shame about it, bring love and compassion to it. I know it takes something, but when you bring love instead of pushing it away is when you can really integrate it and can clear it and move past it. Because it's always here to teach you something, all of it. This is a practice I'm really taking on right now. Everything that's showing up, even the hard stuff, especially the hard stuff, is here to teach you something. I was sick from August to September for like a month. I had like 5 different things show up. And I started doing what you normally would do, victim. Why is this happening to me? Why am I dealing with this? I'm like crying and complaining. I did it, for sure. Halfway through, I was like bringing the work forward. What is this here to teach me? Even physical illness. Everything that shows up is here to teach you something. And I learned to bring compassion and love and realize like, oh, this is here to help me slow down, to help me love myself more, to help bring more joy to whatever's happening. So it's a really great question to ask. What is this here to teach me? And then you can choose an abundance mindset. When you've cleared the past, you're more available to choose how you want to show up. Choose joy, choose happiness, choose love. And not only in your mind. The work is to embody the energy of how you feel. It's not just mind visioning work, it's showing up, because energy is your greatest resource. Not money, not time. Energy is your greatest resource. Who you are and how you show up is going to impact your entire life. And actually, 99.9% of our physical body is energy. Most of an atom is energy. We are energy. And we think that the world is so solid and matter and like things to do. Energy is what makes a difference. So, because the pitfalls that we face is that I'll be happy when syndrome. I know we all have this. And I would love for you to share yours. So mine used to be like, oh, I'll be happy when I have a loving relationship. I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when my career takes off. How many of you have the I'll be happy when syndrome? Right? We think that things out there have to change for us to be happy. And I get it, but it's incredibly challenging because we're constantly in this roller coaster. Oh, wait, I'm happy because I have this thing, but then I want the next thing, and then my relationship changes, and then I'm not happy, and then like if we're dependent on external circumstances, we're never going to be happy. It's such a pitfall. What about the more I hustle, the more I'll be seen? If I just work harder, I'll get love and validation, right? If I just work harder, I'll be seen. If I hustle and hustle and hustle, then I'll be happy. It's a trap. So this new framework I'm going to teach is it's flipping it around. Instead of having something to be happy, it's who you're being impacts your happiness, and it impacts what you'll have in this world, okay? So if I show up with energy, abundance, and possibility, that's who I'm being. I just literally show up that without having anything. If I do my work, clear the stories from the past, how I'm showing up will determine what I do, right? If I show up with energy and abundance, then I'll create. Then I'll build my business. And actually, I would also add attract. That's when you attract things towards you. And then I'll have the results that I want. So it doesn't start with having, it starts with being. Does that resonate? Mm-hmm. So who you are and how you show up makes a difference. The world isn't as it is as you are. You're the creator of your life. And you can't attract what you want until you're already there. The way energy works is like attracts like. So when you show up with abundant energy, what you want actually shows up. You're open, you're ready. You're telling the universe, I am ready for this. Your energy is your currency. And your energy is your currency, and your authenticity is your frequency. This is all about being you, being your unique creative self. The more resonant you are, the more visible you become. So I want you to think about, when have you felt resonant? When have you felt authentic? When have you felt fully you? I know for me, it's often when I'm out seeing live music. That's when I feel most alive. It could be in nature. It could be when you're creating. So briefly, 1 minute each, share with your partner of when do you feel most alive and most resonant? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. What's that? Is that okay? I'm gonna close them. I love that. Awesome. So when have you felt, I really love the energy in the room. When have you felt most resonant? Playing music. Painting. Traveling.
So when my body is in motion.
When your body's in motion. Protesting. What is the actual desire of your heart? What is that? Remember earlier we said if you could do whatever you wanted to do, no matter what anyone else thought, take away any need for validation, what is the actual desire of your heart? Overcome challenges. Nice. What else? Sorry? Love. Love. Oh, yeah, love. I love asking this question. Not that you're all going to be a public speaker, but what is your TED Talk? What is your message to the world? What is only you can say, or that in your unique way, what wants to come out of you? What's your unique expression?
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
Too much to name.
There's a lot to name. Well, write them down. Yeah, if there's too much, yeah. But this is what we want to get to the heart of. What are you here to do? You came to Earth School. We're here in Earth School to do something, right? What are you here to do? And how do you want to say it? Is it through your art? Is it through your creativity? Is it through film? Is it through music? What's your mechanism? What's your voice, right? This is unique to you. This is your unique soul blueprint. Are you folks connecting to your unique soul blueprint? Yeah. Anything coming out that you'd like to share? Yeah.
I think I'm having an internal struggle right now of the sort of grind set versus fulfillment and where that balance actually strikes for me.
Yes. So grinding versus fulfillment. So take away the grinding for a second. Why? We don't allow ourselves to dream, do we? Because we're is it possible? I have to grind. I have to do all this stuff over here. Well, I'm giving you these moments to dream of what your heart desires. It's it takes something to give ourselves permission. Yeah.
You mentioned the TED Talk.
Yeah.
A friend of mine years ago said, "We are here to remember."
Ah, I love that.
And that was his phrase. My phrase is, we are here to reconnect. Reconnect to ourselves so that we can therefore reconnect everyone
Yes.
together. Because there's a lot of disconnection going on. So when we reconnect to ourselves, we are able to then be
Yes.
that. When we look inside, we can reconnect with ourselves so that connection happens externally. We all have to do the work.
Yes.
So we all can do the work.
Yes. Got that? We're here to reconnect. And that's what makes a difference out in the world. That's so beautiful. Yes.
It's related, but one of my goals is to help promote connection. What did I write down? Partnership outside of commodification. So yes, we live in a money-driven
Yeah.
world, but how can we exchange that energy in a way
Yes.
that is mutually beneficial
Yes.
for everybody?
Partnership beyond commodification, of exchanging that energy. And the thing is, the money will probably come from that, but it's not because of. It's to connect with yourself and with people, and that's being abundant. Beautiful. Now, I know some folks might be like, I don't really know. I'm still working this out. Anyone in that space? Yeah, no problem. No problem. How about this one? What brings you joy? That's what I constantly ask myself. Like, what brings me joy? Good design. This is a question. It's like you don't have to figure out your whole life now. I promise. It's just what brings you joy now? What is the impact you want to make? I know a lot of you are really service driven and you want to make, what's like the difference you want to make in this world? Lean in towards that. Trust the downloads and the signs. You know, even with this talk, what happened, the reason I'm talking today is because I saw that Marley had posted artist workshops at Scale House. And I was like, I got a little hit. I'm like, oh, I love doing workshops for artists. And I ran into her maybe like a couple months later, and it's like, oh yeah, I saw you do workshops for artists. And then a few weeks later, she's like, do you want to speak? It was like, it just kind of happened because I got this hit of like, oh, artist workshops. And I trusted that. And you just lean into that. And that's just, those are the types of questions you can ask to design the life you love. So I want you to envision your best self. Envision what you want in your life and just be that person now. Show up with that energy now, that you don't have to wait for anything to happen, that you show up as that person now. And you have to do that with certainty beyond logic. So you don't need to actually figure out how you're going to get there. I want you to practice just trusting yourself and receiving the gifts around you, because often what you want is actually right in front of you. And you've been too much in your head to even see it. Does that happen to anyone? Yeah. So it's just like being open to all the gifts that are around you. And alignment is more important than timeline. So the work is just to come back to authenticity, to come back to alignment, to come back to who we are, wherever you are. Whether you're in the grocery store, you're here talking to people, show up fully for yourself and things unfold. You can release like the how and when and the future, and I needed to be doing X, Y, and Z to reach this goal. Focus on how you are showing up now. Showing up from your heart every day. Could you imagine what that would be like if we all just showed up from our hearts every day? We showed up authentically, fully self. Like that's all there is to do. We're so in our heads trying to figure things out, but like all there is to do is to show up with the heart. You know, the most resonant person in the room is not the person that has the most money or is the most famous. The most resonant person in the room is the most loving person in the room. Could you imagine just showing up with love wherever you go? And remember that creative flow, that feeling of creativity. What if you were to live in creative flow, that your life is creative flow? That's how you design the life you love. Because when you are you create better outcomes from all. That's kind of what you were talking about. All there is to show up authentically, to clear all the stories from the past, and to be in the energy of possibility and who we are and how we want to show up, and let our energy resonate. That trickles out. I mean, even at the grocery store, right? The kindness trickles out. It just makes a big impact, and it makes the world a better place. And so all there is to do is be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. So I would love to hear if anyone is inspired from this talk, that you see like an inspired action you'd like to take. Is there anything, that inspires you right now? Or any takeaways? Yeah.
It's more validation for me. Just even, you just mentioned like when you have a TED Talk. Well, I just took that moment. There's a room full of people here. I could share what my message is.
Yes.
So I'm writing a book called Reconnect right now.
Oh my God. Woo! That's awesome. Any other inspirations or takeaways? Yeah.
That I need to meditate every morning about the things that I should be believing.
Meditating every morning. Beautiful. Beautiful. To wake up, what I do is before I put my feet on the ground from bed, I check my mindset. How am I doing? Is there any shift I need to make? And yeah, meditation. to really get in that energy. Any other actions or takeaways?
To like slow down, put one foot in front of the other.
Slow down and put one foot in front of the other. That's such a good reminder. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes.
Being less focused on the end result and more present and involved in the joy and following that flow here and now.
Beautiful. Less focused on the end result and more focused on now. And be joyful. That's exactly the message. Beautiful. Okay, so you may be wondering why there was an envelope on your chair. So rip out a piece of paper from your notebook, and I want you to write a note to your future self. What can you remind, because this energy you're connected to, we go out the door and we forget. Didn't you talk about remembering, reconnecting? We forget. So I want you to write a note to your future self so that you can remember how you feel. Remember this energy. Remember what you want to take away and how you want to show up. I want you to write a note to your future self on the piece of paper. Put it in the envelope. Put your name and address in front of the envelope. Yeah. When you least expect it, you're going to get this little reminder in your mailbox, and you're going to remember how you want to show up, okay? So write a note, put in the envelope, self-address it. I have little baskets in the back, so after on the break, please throw your envelope in the basket. When you least expect it, you're going to get this reminder back to you, and I promise you it's going to come at the perfect timing. I've done this workshop before, and clients are literally like, oh my God, I got my note exactly when I needed it. And you're gonna forget about it. So we're gonna have some Q&A, but as I close, I just wanna thank you all so much for your vulnerability and your sharing. This has been so much fun connecting with you. And if you'd like to be in touch, there's my contact information. I do offer a free breakthrough call for folks if you would like to deepen the work and see if coaching would be a good fit. So thank you all so much. It's been such an honor being with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.